We're in that transitional phase again, switching gears between summer and fall as the weather begins to rapidly shift. And for those of us who are looking to preserve a garden, specifically herbs, there's a specific set of techniques to keep in mind.
Understanding the difference between seeds and how to save them, whether they are herb or vegetable, can be a game changer for your garden needs. And here to share how you can hone your herb knowledge is Henriette in Ouden. She is the specialty herbs consultant with the U.M.E.S. Extension Small Farm Program. Welcome to DelmarvaLife.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So how did you develop this special set of skills for dealing with herbs?
I guess I was basically born into it. I'm from the Netherlands. My uncle had a flower nursery company. And so you walk around the gardens and everybody was always growing flowers. So, and then at a certain stage in my life, I realized that instead of taking pharmaceuticals, there's a lot of opportunities to use medicinal herbs. Yeah. And then the day came that I decided to just quit my corporate career and really go for it, really focus on the medicinal herbs and the culinary herbs as well. Yeah. So that's when I started going back to school. I got a degree in medicinal herbs use, not so much growing. And then I always fell back in my old hobby of growing herbs. So then the next step was I'm actually starting to grow them. And then when I realized that you cannot always get all the seeds you always want, I started more focusing on seed saving.
Yeah, so how exactly is the process of saving seeds?
That's all depends what kind of seeds you're talking about.
Okay.
Because we have seeds that are very easy to do. I don't know if we can see that, but those are California poppy seeds. Mm-hmm. They're just like peas. They sit in whatever you want to call that, and they basically roll out. So what you do is you pick them off before they're open, because when they're open they start losing the seeds. And then you just tip them on something and the seeds will fall out.
Okay.
So this is extremely easy. Anybody can do that with any kind of poppy. Then other things that are really easy are things that look like parsley seeds. Mm-hmm. This is a medicinal herb, it's Bupleurum. Let me find one.
Bupleurum?
Bupleurum, it's a Chinese herb.
Okay.
The one thing that's important is you pick them when the seeds are ripe. They need, in this case, they become black. If it's your first time that you start doing this, you just wait till the first seeds start falling, and then you know, okay, now they're ripe, I need to pick the other ones before they start falling too.
So what are the best kind of herbs to do this time of year, to grow?
To grow or to harvest the seeds?
Well, I guess either one, whatever is...
Well, one thing that is probably nice for people with children, if you want to grow chamomile, which is really nice for chamomile tea, you want to have a little spot in your garden, like 4 square feet, and you make it really nice, and then you plant your seeds, your chamomile seeds already in the fall. And in the fall they will come up, they won't be bigger than just a few inches, and then they die off. In the spring they will come up and have flowers in April, May, where if you plant your seeds in May, you're most likely going to be too late in this hot climate, because chamomile actually doesn't really like heat. Yeah. So that's one thing you can do now. I took the black-eyed Susan with me because it just shows you're losing your flowers this time of the year. So a lot of people are like kind of sad. The beauty is gone. But it's not really a reason to be sad, because you can start looking how the seeds are going to develop. And with the black-eyed Susan, you will see that they start, I don't know if they're already falling out. Yeah, they already
I can see them falling out. Yeah.
They're falling out. So if you want to have a native field with black-eyed Susan and a couple of other plants, you just walk through them and you have a little bowl and you put them in, and there you go. That saves you a couple of dollars, but more important is the whole process. You are really involved in your next year's garden.
Yeah, I remember my mom doing that all the time. So you have a hands-on course that you teach. Can you tell us about it?
The course will really teach you how to use instruments like this, the seed screens, where you throw the seeds in, and you do certain things and you end up with, in theory, because it never really works as much as good as you want to, but in theory you end up with the seeds on the bottom screen. It goes up this high. That's one thing. The other thing we'll go over is if you have, let me take one off here. You have a plant like this, is a medicinal plant, is ashwagandha, very popular plant that a lot of people use. The seeds are in these little red things, red fruits, and it's like miniature peppers basically. And you can do them individually one by one, and then get all the seeds out that you can see. That obviously, if you want to have 100 seeds, is totally too labor intensive. So there are tricks that we will teach you how you can do this.
Okay.
In this case, you put them in water. You're also going to talk about how to select your seeds. You want to pick your best flowers, the biggest ones. You want to not to just focus on one plant, but if you have more plants, you want to take seeds from several plants. You need to learn when to actually harvest. If you do echinacea, for instance, coneflower, and you're 5 minutes too late, all the yellow finches will have eaten all your seeds.
So a lot you can learn in this class that you are teaching, and it's through U.M.E.S.
Yes, and it's really focused on professional farmers that want to or already grow some herbs, but it's also very good for people that grow native plants, and it's for people that want to get themselves into growing medicinal herbs.
All right. Well, we'll have all the information on how folks can get involved in the classes. Henriette den Ouden, we appreciate you being here this afternoon.